What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know. Das. We get it in, brother. We're about to get a Superwood in, brother. But before we get it in, what you gonna do when I hit you with the intro? Welcome back to the collective clips. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put them notification bells on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that I am kicking. And I appreciate it, brother. You know what? I need to tell you this right off the tip of my tongue and the top of my tongue. Thank you, brothers. Thank you for all the support, right? You know what I mean? Hey, I'm very humbled by it. Let's get into another Superwood as promised, man. If you watched the Alcatraz video, which I implore do that right, then you already know I was coming with a banger. So I wanted to tell another story about Big Roacholio, right? My boy Roach, and how some of our shenanigans begot more shenanigans. It just happens like that. When you're in the mix, when you're running and gunning as a Mexican with the wood, okay, you run out of gas. I don't give a fuck how many days you've been up. You run out of gasolina. Because perico ain't got shit on caca. And I'll just say that for those of you that know what I'm talking about, yeah, you ran in the 90s. You know what it is, right? So at this point in time, I'm not going to lie, man, I was addicted. I was addicted to the adrenaline of kicking back. I never wanted the party to end. I always wanted to be at Roach's house. There was always something. Brother, hand me that fucking Allen wrench, brother. I'm like, what are you trying to do? I'm trying to put this goddamn sofa back together. A sofa with an Allen wrench? You don't get it, brother. You'll never fucking get it because you're not white. So you stand over there and you be the good old Mexican boy, and you had the good old what? Yeah, you're just a good old boy. Never meaning nothing to hand me the fucking Allen wrench before I fucking hit you with it. So he was always into some ridiculous shit, but it was cool kicking back at his pad because, I mean, the beer stayed flowing, the crank stayed fucking going, and the marijuana stood growing in the backyard. At least that's what you called it, right? So I remember he was like, brother, I need to go do some collections. You want to roll with me? Fuck it. We had done it before, man. And it's not like the movie Tax Collector. We weren't rolling around. I wasn't Creeper, and he definitely wasn't the other cat, right? We weren't running up on people like, I'll fucking take your shit, brother. It wasn't nothing like that. Roach kind of talked him into paying him what they already owed him. It was like watching a Shakespeare play. He'd be like, where art thou art my money. And they'd be like, it ain't here. The guy named Art ain't here. But so I was like, fuck it. Well, this particular day was going to be a little bit different. And it was going to get a lot different as the later it got. So we're running around, man. He's getting 20 here, 20 there, 50 here, 60 there, right? I'm missing out on money while I'm helping him collect his money. And I'm like, hey, Roach, hey, I got to go, bro. This shit, we started at fucking 8 in the morning, like a fucking job. It's already 1 o'clock. Don't worry, brother. I already know you Mexicans. We'll stop at the taco truck and get us a burrito. Little mild salsa. Look at, I got my chili packet. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I'm not trying to do it. I'm trying to go home. My old lady's cooking. Always with the old lady. Come on, brother. I got a Featherwood for you. I'm like, you ain't got no Featherwood for me. He knew he piqued my interest. At that point, my antennas went up because I've been known from time to time to dibble and dabble into a few Featherwoods. When I say a few, that's at one time. So I'm like, what does she look like? He's like, brother, all right, so look, her teeth ain't immaculate, brother, but she does got nalga. I'm like, she got nalga? He's like, yeah, she got a lot of nalga, man. We can go over there right now. In fact, her old man knows me. I said, her old man? Brother, I didn't say you were going to fuck her. I said, you can look at her. I said, nah, man, I'm going to go home and eat, man, and get a mama from my old lady. I ain't trying to do all this. He's like, brother, I guarantee it's worth it. Ignore the mouth. Pay attention to the ass. I'm like, all right, let's go. So we pull up, right? Big old wood there, fucking crazy hair, big old fucking whip. You know what I mean? You could tell he's been in and out of Folsom prison. Why do I say Folsom? He has right here, Folsom raised. On him, right? So we're kicking back, and he reminds me of JW, if you remember, or JD. If you guys remember if JD is real shit was JW, I didn't put it out there now. But JD, he reminds me of him, right? J-Dub. And so we go to his house, and he's like, who's the SA? He was like, well, actually, he's a Norte, but, we fuck with him from time to time, different politics, different day. I don't know who the fuck. Really, I don't really know who he is. We met one day, and we just been going ever since, brother. He's like, I get that, bro. I get that. He talked like that. I get it, Wood. Yeah, I got your money right there on the table. All $15 of it, right? He's like, hey, you might hit me over like a gram or 16th or something, right? I've never in my life ever seen a person neck a gram. This motherfucker ate the shit. Now, this was not what you guys got nowadays. Nah, this is not that shit. This is not that crazy. You can see through it, the shattered glass. This is not that. This was crank, brothers. This was pro. This was that real shit. This was that shit that smelled like a baby shit in the fucking other room and like, goddamn, wipe his ass. This was that, right? This motherfucker broke out some pink shit, threw it on the table. He was like, there you go, brother. Have at it. He swallowed it. I was like, what the fuck did I just witness, right? And then she came. Her name was Melanie. She stole my heart. Well, almost stole hers too. We're going to get to it though. She came in beautiful. I mean, beautiful. Shout out Doc K. When I say beautiful white girl, that's what I mean, right? Beautiful. And she was wearing some of them spandex biker shorts. Man, go hammer, go hammer, go. Go hammer, go hammer, go. Even fucking Roach was getting into it. You know, take me down to the paradise city where the grass is girl and the girls got titties. I was like, the girls are girls? You know how the fucking lyrics go, brother, right? So it was like when she walked in, she was walking on sunshine. Oh, she stole the whole room. Even the dude that just swallowed the fucking gram of dope was like, I'm not gonna take it. No, I'm not gonna take it. He was all fucked up too, right? So I don't want to leave at this point. I want to get to know Melanie. And when she's saying, you know, that I love that name. I'll never forget her, right? Well, I'm sure she'll never forget me after this night, but we'll get to it. So anyways, I'm like, hey, how you doing? Immediately I went into super Mac mode. I don't give a fuck if there's two crazy ass white men right there with me. None of that matters, brother. Right? I was like, hey, what's up? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm already, and I'm already getting my Wicked Witch on. I'm trying to fucking see what I could do. I'm trying to let a big old house land on her. And she was like, oh, hi, my name is Melanie. I said, man, right then and there, man, the only thing that came to mind was, why can't we be friends? Maybe more than friends. Let me look at your Vans. She had some Vans on. She was just bad. And she was like, I got to go to the store, right? She told her old man. He was like, well, you don't fucking, you know what I mean? To walk because I'm right here chilling with the fella as well, with the fella and a Mexican, right? And I was like, hey, I'll walk with you. I was straight volunteering. Her old man was like, yeah, I got to talk to Roach anyways, brother. Roach is like, what the fuck? Let me talk to you. I was like, what's up? He's like, brother, that's his lady. I said, you brought me over here. You told me. He was like, brother, to look, not to touch. I said, I'm good. I'm just going to take her down, get a 7-Up. You know what I'm saying? A little Zuzus and Wham Whams and maybe Wham Wham and a Zuzu. I'm good. Let me get my Suzuki on. So anyways, true story. Me and her take off walking. The whole time I'm thinking, this white man's going to kill me. This white man is going to kill me because there is no way I'm coming back without at least asking for a one. Now, no is no, and I get it. But I'm going to ask, right? So we go into the store, man. Ding, ding, walk in. Everyone's turning. Even the Hindu dude that's at the store, he's like, hello, Melanie. Oh, Melanie. Go, Melanie. Hey, my friend, you're very lucky. You know she had boyfriend, right? Yes. The other guy's in the back. Two boyfriend. Fiance is Melanie. I'm like, oh, shit, these Hindus are. Go ahead. You can have anything you want in the store on that shelf. They're not giving up shit. You know how the Hindus are, man. They ain't breaking bread like Jesus said. They don't even believe in Jesus. They ain't got nothing coming. You ain't got nothing coming. So she, of course, she grabs her little drink. I got me a little 7-Up. And we get to popping right there, right? This black dude comes in. He's like, what? And I noticed she has Featherwood, real big. On the thumbnail, that's just some fucking picture I found. But she has it like in the middle of her back. And I didn't know what a Featherwood was. Like I had met white women that function with woods and they were their old ladies. And she always knew them as old ladies. And I was like, what's that on your back? She says, Featherwood. I'm a proud Featherwood, right? 123%. I was like, oh, that's right. I was like, do that again. So she's shaking. I'm like, and one more time, because I can't read. You know what I mean? So I'm over there like, hey, you know, immediately, this is the game. When you see a chick with tattoos, you want to touch them. Like if you want to check for scarring tissue, right? All of a sudden, you want to trace your fingers over it. I've done it many times. I'm giving you guys the game. If you haven't ran with it, run with it. You know what I mean? Run, Forrest, run. So anyways, we're kicking it. And I was like, what's up? How long you been with your man? She was like, oh, it's going on like 15 years. I was like, damn, girl, how old are you? Because you are beautiful, right? Oh, thank you, right? So immediately I'm like, man, are you happy? You know, is it a happy home? The way he ate that crank, she was like, oh, no, that's my soulmate. We're going to be together forever. That's a good white man right there. And I was looking at her and I was like, oh, so that means she only likes white men. but she's very sweet, right? So it was at that point I said, yeah, I'm 99% Dutch. And you know what I mean? I'm trying to put my biscuit in your Dutch oven. What's happening? So I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm like, well, you ain't never been with a Mexican before. And she was like, no, I don't discriminate, but like, I'd rather not be. And so I knew at that point, like I didn't have no action. So as we're walking back, I'm like, man, my own business. She kind of got racial on me. So it kind of got upset my stomach. So I had chorros. So I was like, man, we're just going to get fuck up out of here. I mean, she does have ass. And the one thing I like on a woman's body is that grip on the side, the little baby fat that kicks it right there. God damn, man. Straight up. So anyways, we're walking up the stairs. We get back to his pad. He's like, brother, did anyone try to get at my lady? I said, no, I didn't. Right. And so we're kicking back. We end up leaving. Roach was like, she's a bad motherfucker, huh, brother? I'm like, bro, she's bad, but he was like, well, I could have told you she's a Featherwood, brother. Featherwoods don't really go for, how can I say, you. And so he lets me know. So anyways, he's all spun out. I guess he was in there eating dope with old boy. They went through like a ball between them. So he's spun out of his mind. So he takes me on another mission. We pick up another 15 here, a 15 there, 15 everywhere, right? We're picking up this money. We've been out for seems like 10, 11 hours, and he accumulated $68. As we get back to his pad, he's like, brother, so old boy, he invited us to a little they're going to have a little get together at the motel room, so you want to go through? And I was like, well, who's going to be there? Well, she has some good ass friends that fuck with Mexicans. Yeah, brother, they fuck with Mexicans. I'm like, well, shit, if they look like her, I'm trying to get in. I said, so let me explain the situation to my old lady. Let me lie a little bit, and let me see if I can work something out. So he's like, hey, the homie wanted me to give you his number. He said, hey, he might have some money for you, because I told at that time I was selling yay, right? So he's like, some people that do that shit. I don't do that shit. That shit's too expensive, brother. So I'm like, all right, cool. So sure enough, I called dude. We're talking, bam, a couple licks, couple knocks. He's like, yeah, I got a homeboy this, I got a homeboy that. Brother, you can come through. As I'm coming through, I'm getting to know them throughout the day. It's the next day. We're going to go to the party that next night. So throughout that next day, I'm getting to know them. Like, all right, cool, right? And so I go pick up Roach, and they're cool peoples, right? And his old lady, yeah, I keep looking at the ass. Today, I would look at that, even after what happens, right? But I just never knew there was going to never be nothing in between us. Well, one never knows, does one? So anyways, I get to know them. They're cool. What happened was, dude was like, hey, can you drop off? Actually, it was Melanie. She was like, can you drop off a ball of that shit? Because I got a homegirl that's going to come swoop it up. She's going to give me the money. Bam, when you guys come to the thing, I'll have your money. By this, they've gained trust. Now, I know what you're saying. It's fucking been a day, gun. And they're fucking crazy woods, right? But most woods that I've ever met won't burn you unless their name is Roach, right? Who the dude who I'm rolling around with. Can't burn me because I'm rolling. Everywhere he's going, I'm going, right? So motherfucker can't go far. So I'm not worried about it. I got the one and only white man on earth that'll burn you, burn me, burn everyone. You know what I mean? He'd have been on this YouTube shit pulling the lick. Brothers, send me a cash app right now and I'll cash app you later. He's going to dash out later. So anyways, we pull up to the spots of Motel 6. I'll never forget. When the door opens, there's a couple there. A nerd. When I say nerd, Booger. Booger from Revenge of the Nerds. He's a little short, fat dude, all hairy with his chest out. He ain't got no shirt on. He's scratching crossword puzzles. He's scratching through the fucking whole book of the crossword. He was on a good one, right? They were dope eaters. And I'd never seen them type of people before. So I'm kicking back. And I'm like, is there more chicks that are going to come? And I haven't asked for my money yet. That's not the type of person I was, man. I wasn't the type like, hey, I need my shit. I didn't want to seem like the world was going to end, but the world was about to end. So Roach is right there, and him and her old man are like, hey, we got to go somewhere real quick. They were always wandering off. To this day, I don't know what Roach was into, but he always wandered off with various white men, brother. So anyways, I'm not going to say too much or too little, but they were gone. So they disappeared, and I'm thinking, this dude keeps leaving me alone with his old lady. He must want me to bone her. Like that right there was like, he was sending me a direct message, but indirectly. Like, look, brother, I keep leaving you alone with my old lady. Fuck her, brother, right? Okay, well, I'm going to try again, even though I'm Mexican. So I ain't going to lie, this couple, I didn't even get their names. I don't even know if anyone realized they could have been ghosts, for all I know. They were just there fucking scratching like a motherfucker. And so I'm like, hey, what's up? What's up with your friends? Are they going to come through? She was like, yeah, later on, but like later. It was like 10 o'clock at night. She's like, later to a tweaker is like tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I mean? That's there later. So I knew there wasn't no action. So I was like, oh man, I'm about to cut out. So I asked her, I'm like, hey, did your homegirl come pick that up? And she was like, oh yeah, but she's going to bring the money later. And I was like, wait, hold up. Wait to all the motherfuckers in the cuts. You don't. Hey, right? I'm like, hey, wait up. So you gave her my dope. She was like, well, it was my dope because you gave it to me to give to her. So until then, it was mine. So I made the conscious decision. She's trying to be all professional and smart. Like, meanwhile, she's grinding the last 4 teeth she has in her mouth away, right? And I'm like, well, listen here, sister, right? Listen here, Featherwood. So you mean to tell me that you gave my dope, which you're right, once it got handed to you, it was yours, to a fucking tweaker that I've never seen before, and I need my money? And she was like, yeah, don't worry, she's good for it, right? Well, our homegirl pops up. Roach and them disappear. Their later is later too. They go on a fucking mission. A mission I wasn't invited to that I was upset about because they actually hit a good lick. But we're not going to speak on that. So look, they're doing their thing. I'm calling Roach. I'm like, hey, bro, are you going to come back? He's like, brother, I'm in the middle of something. Bro, well, fuck, I just got electrocuted. Shut up. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, that's Roach. So he's like, did you boner? Did you boner? Did you boner? Did you touch her? Did you touch her, brother? I'm like, no, not yet. So anyways, I already know that's a no-go. So her homegirl comes through. And she's like, oh, yeah, this is my friend. I'm thinking, oh, cool, man. I jumped the gun. You know, I shouldn't have been tripping on her. Melanie's cool, right? So I was like, you got my money? And the girl was like, what money? And Melanie was like, oh, remember that I gave you? She was like, oh, I gave that to my old man. He's going to come through later. They were playing games with me, right? And I kind of wondered why Melanie kept going, because they eat dope and slam it. They don't, right? So her and her homegirl just slipped my shit up, right? Man, let me tell you what happened, what proceeded to happen. Boop. I closed that door. I said, ain't no one going nowhere. This dude, Booger, stands up. I tell motherfucker, stand up one more time. Watch what happens. He's like, I was just going to give me a drink of water. Yeah. Melanie's like, she turned from straight, sweet, nice girl to straight Featherwood. She's like, what the fuck you think you're doing, Mexican? You're not going to fucking kill. I was like, damn, I don't even recognize this girl. Turn around. Let me look at the tattoo in the ass. I recognize you again. But she's going off on me. I'm like, you guys ain't going nowhere, man. I need my money. I don't give a fuck. I'm taking phones, whatever. And this is back in the days when they had the Motorola flip phone and everyone was on singular cellular. Remember that shit? The one where you had to have people call you and shit because you didn't want to get charged. Back when every call counted. I'm like, look, I'm taking phones. I'm taking purses. I'm taking crossword. Give me that, bitch. Right? I'm taking crossword puzzles. Everything in this motherfucker, right? She was like, I'm going to call my old man. I said, no, you're not, because I'm going to have your phone until my money comes, man, because something ain't right here. Something ain't right. And the other girl's like, and she's decent looking, not the best. She wasn't like Melanie, not even close, but she's a wood too, Featherwood. And she's like, well, what if I give you a blowjob? And I said, well, what if? She said, would that be what we call it cool? I said, hell nah, right? That shit. Let me turn around. Oh yeah, your blowjob will knock off at least like $15, $16 of the debt, but not even nowhere near close. She said, damn, that's fucked up. I was like, you can give me one in the meantime, in between time while we're here. I mean, for content purposes, but I'm not going anywhere. Man, if this chick didn't give me I'm sitting there right there in front of Melanie. I'm looking at Melanie. You know, Mexican had like that, oh, sister. Right? And Melanie's getting all aroused because she's all yayed out and she ate fucking a whole bunch of propanol, right? She's like, what's going on? Is it good? Is it good? The other girl, I'm like, I might even open the door to get some fresh air because it stinks in this motherfucker. Hey, I know it ain't my chorra, it's her breath, but I don't know. Alka-Seltzer. So I'm chilling, right? Roach calls me. I'm in the middle of getting my moon. He's like, oh, brother, you're touching her. I said, nah, her homegirl. He's like, oh, all right, brother. So meanwhile, I have this fucking room hostage, pretty much, allegedly. You know, we'll just say allegedly. They could have left anytime they wanted. I didn't have nothing on them. There was no kidnapping going on, no weird shit. They just were told, sit the fuck down before I sock you, right? That was it. But I never said you got to stay here. So Roach comes immediately as soon as look, I'm not gonna lie. I got him on one. Melanie grabbed my whole chonra, right? There was some shit going on. It turned into like a threesome on the bed while Booger's over there scratching, doing some weird shit, right? His old lady never looked up, never smiled, never nothing. To this day, I could have put something in her. That would have probably been legal, right? So everything was good. Man, Roach and this dude came back. Hey, immediately, this girl's all rubbing on my shit. She jumps up, right? Melanie. and tells her old man, he wouldn't let us go. I said, hey, look, man, Roach, they owe me money. Boo. That dude's like, brother, you got to get the fuck out of here. We don't like Mexicans, man. If I didn't cold cock that dude and he cold cocked me back harder. You know what I'm saying? Look, 2 things in life I learned that are pura when it comes to fighting. Never fight a J-Cat because you can't win. And never fight a tweaker because he will keep going. He has more energy than you do, especially if you're not on that shit. So me and Roach ended up jumping that dude. Roach was just with him, pulled a lick, ended up jumping on him because Roach had my back. He's like, I don't like that fucking dude anyways, brother. You know what I mean? Melanie was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm calling the police. Her old man slapped the shit out of her for being a cop caller. Booger, meanwhile, fucking finally got up and got his drink of water. His old lady finally cracked a smile. And the other chick, she couldn't talk because she had a mouthful of nut. I'm just saying. It's wild adventures when you're with the crazy-ass woods, but I respect it. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. And there's a part 2 because the night didn't end right there. But you got to tap in tomorrow to get that, to get all that. The gun.